As we're getting closer to the release of Kirby Air Riders, my hype and excitement is growing. This is basically everything I've wanted, not only from a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, but a large-scale Kirby spin-off in general. This really feels like Sakurai's definitive Kirby game in so many ways. And one interesting thing about this game is that it made me remember how much I love Sakurai's style. But what exactly defines Sakurai's style? This is something that has been prevalent in most of his games, at least starting with Kirby Superstar, but it has loads of content including many sub-games and side games that may seem insignificant, but add a lot of replayability. A gameplay system that seems relatively simple on the surface, but has a surprising amount of depth, basically easy to learn, hard to master, and is also appealing to both casuals and hardcore gamers, and isn't afraid to be silly and not take itself seriously, like the items in Smash Bros, character gimmicks in Smash Bros, PNGs as food and items in Air Riders, or the writing in Kid Icarus Uprising. And also has an art style that is slightly less saturated in color, and mixes cartoony and realistic elements. Over the years following Smash Ultimate's release, I didn't have anything against his style. He was still one of my most respected game developers. I just kind of forgot what made his style click so much for me. After putting hundreds of hours into Smash Ultimate, its novelty wore off a little bit. I also feel that Smash Ultimate kinda lacked some of the charm and personality that Sakurai's previous games had. Don't get me wrong, I still think a lot of that charm was there, and it has everything that made Sakurai's style good. It just felt like it was sidelined in order to prioritize the fact that it was a massive crossover. I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I really respect it in its own right, since Smash Ultimate's insane newcomers like Steve or Sephiroth were really fun. But back around the time when these characters were being added, I was more enamored by that aspect rather than what made Sakurai's style so good, and I feel like a lot of people can relate. It just seemed like it's been quite a while since we've had a game where Sakurai could go all out in terms of his signature charm and wackiness. I would say the last time we fully had that was Kid Icarus Uprising, but I feel like even Smash 4 had a little more charm than Ultimate as well. I feel like Smash Ultimate was a sign that we are in need of a more original Sakurai project, or at least something that reinvigorated one of his older ideas. And Kirby Air Riders was exactly that. It heavily expands upon a game that had so much untapped potential, since the original game was only developed in a few months. It feels fresh and original despite being a sequel, and everything about it highlights what makes Sakurai's style so enjoyable, which is why it's reminding me how good this style and formula is. Seeing it applied to a different genre really highlights its strengths so well. Kirby Air Riders seems to be going all out this time, and it feels like it has some of the charm that Smash Ultimate lacked. Rather than highlighting characters with spirits, which is really just a PNG of an existing render, this game's equivalent, with the road trip characters, have original 2D designs of tons of classic Kirby characters, with animations as well, which is really cool and is a really fun way to handle this idea. Every character can also wear a hat, and your Air Ride machine can be completely customized. I know Smash Ultimate also had some elements of customization, especially with the Mii Fighters, but this seems to be going all out. And the main menu even looks like a surface of a desk, which almost seems like a callback to the menu of Kirby Superstar, which resembled a corkboard. The online lobbies are fully modeled lounges where you can interact with other players, rather than just sitting on a static screen with a bunch of icons. All of the characters can also use copy abilities, which is a fun idea. And then there are also these gummy collectibles that you get from beating other players that don't really have a purpose, but are just fun, because you can just mess around with them, collect tons of them, and it's just a fun little extra thing. It just feels like this game is filled to the brim with wacky and fun ideas, and it really is reminding me how genuinely amazing Sakurai's style can be. I'm not arguing that Sakurai should stop working on Smash Bros, If he wants to develop a new Smash game, I completely respect it. I just think it's refreshing when he branches out and directs other games, or creates new and original ideas. And him bringing more original ideas to the table and directing Smash Bros. Isn't mutually exclusive. I would be absolutely down for a Smash game that mixes things up and has a new twist. I actually hope he does that for the next Smash game. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about Sakurai's style after what we've seen of Kirby Air Riders? Let me know down in the comments. And thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!